It's gonna be a random rant as far as the day goes. Yes, I'm smoking dope. First, we'll just go over kind of what today was about. Today was a pretty solid day, you know, making that money, doing junk removal, as you can see. And if you follow my page, you'll know that. Or watch these fucking vlogs. But let's see, what did we do today? We had a double load, basically a full 1.5 trailer loads this morning, that we charged $400 for the entire thing. The reason because we are replacing or donating, exchanging, whatever, some of our time for a brand new matching washer and dryer, so we can sell the ones that we have a better set that's newer, and then sell the ones that we have and make another $200, $300, $400 off of that. So it's going to replace our money anyways. So that was a win. Got that done. We have half of a trailer full of metal, and then we were able to get all that shit dumped at the landfill, and then headed off to a buddy that lives down the street. He has a storage that we helped him clear out, and move to his shop up the road about 5 miles. Got that taken care of for another $450. So $850 for the day, plus a free washer and dryer combo set that is basically brand new. The dryer she only had for about 3 months, and they're just moving out of state and they don't want to have to deal with it. So that's a big W. Can't complain. Big W, make that money. $850 gross for the day. Then we follow into this thing, weed. You know, weed is if you've seen my posts, you know, I kind of have these back and forths, like not smoking, not smoking. And I still, even though I'm smoking right now, I do want to go a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, you know, a distance without smoking. But after a long day, it's very weird. It's like some days it's clarity. It's coming to me right as I'm talking. It's like some days I'll literally, like, it could be a good day, but I feel like if we don't bring in money or do something that is like highly noticeable within the business, and I get high all day or smoke, I feel like I'm not doing or getting done as much as I should because we're not making money that day or as much as I would like. And then on days like today where we make a nice chunk of money, you know, everything goes fairly smoothly. We still are sore, tired, had to put in the work, but aside from all that, you know, we made some money, and it's like you come home, relax, smoke a joint. It's like super relaxing, and it just makes me feel fucking great, and I really enjoy it. And that's like the battle I have, because I don't have an issue with weed. I don't think there's anything wrong with weed at all. I just think in moderation, you should know when and when not to, and having that balance. But personally for me, I still want to have a solid, you know, go 3 months, 6 months, whatever, a long period of time, and truly see if weed is holding me back or not, and if I will be, you know, better off 3-6 months down the line without smoking rather than smoking. But one thing for sure is it definitely doesn't affect my work ethic when it comes to actually doing the junk removal and getting that shit done. But I have noticed, depending on the type, sativa or indica or whatever, some days it does, you know, drain my energy a little bit. So there is that, and that's obviously not good, you know. So I'm definitely dealing with that. I definitely want to go without, so I just have to find the willpower, discipline, not smoke. But right now, we're smoking the ZA, and we're enjoying every minute of it. So no complaints on that, at least in the moment. And it's pretty cool. I'm all about winning. You probably can't fucking see that. Maybe you can, but that's a little fucking W in the filter right there. We fucking with that. So wins all around. But man, dude, this junk removal shit, I mean, it's crazy how it's paying off. You know, it's definitely, any business takes time to really get started, to really get going. And you know, everybody, including myself, wants it tomorrow, wants it instantly, wants it, like, come on, bro, like, fucking make this shit happen. And nobody knows when it's truly gonna fucking happen. And that's the toughest part about it, because some people do blow up overnight or sooner than you would rather, and other people don't. And other people take different career choices and paths as far as being an entrepreneur, and some take off sooner than others, some don't. And a physical business, unless you have tons of money and tons of experience running any business, it's going to be hard to get things rocking and rolling off the start. But we're a year and a half in, and things are starting to really rock and roll. Calls every day, leads every day, jobs almost every day. And it's just going to continue to climb to where we would hope to close, like closing $1,000 job was like, super amazing a year ago, which it still is amazing. Don't get me wrong on that. But you have to, just like the majority of my videos get 500,000, even in the 0 to 5,000 range, 5,000 and below, I'm used to it. And so you have to normalize, making certain amounts of money or getting certain amounts of views, and stop viewing it as so insane, because then it's always going to be insane to you, and the universe and the energy that's getting put out is going to be harder for it to reward you with the real shit you want, because you're treating a small amount of money, which again, $1,000 is great, but in the grand scheme of things, when they print trillions of dollars, $1,000 is literally nothing. $1,000 compared to the money they printed and the rate of inflation is literally like picking up a penny on the ground. And so you have to get used to that. And so with views, now I'm getting used to my view range being in the 5 to 10K range, and I'm wanting my views on my videos to be in the 20K plus every video. But it just takes time, consistency to make that happen. And so with junk removal, we were struggling last year for sure, even early this year in the very early, month, because it was just still following in from slow season. But it's getting to the point now where we are used to, busting out, this is gonna be $1,000, that's gonna be $1,500, that's gonna be 25, that's gonna be 15, that's gonna be 25, that's gonna be 2,000. And the more consistently you are getting calls for bigger jobs and you're throwing out these fucking big numbers, the more the universe is going to reward you with similar jobs like that. And the more money, the faster your business is going to start growing, the more money is going to come in, the more the ability to scale is going to start happening much quicker and faster. And it's not going to be so much of scrounging just to have a $200, $300, $400 job come in, because you're used to and consistently have these jobs coming in, to where even we're getting these small jobs still, but they just add up to, 700 plus per day. Like today, 2 jobs, $800, super win. If we would have done another third job, we probably would have done $1,000 a day. Yesterday, we did $1,000 a day. Didn't have a job the day before that, and then the day before that, we had a $1,200 day. And so we're just consistently starting to do $1,000 days. And the more consistently we can do that, the sooner we're able to scale. And so it takes time. And so the whole reason I brought that up is just, it's awesome to finally see things starting to take off and get to where we want them to go, versus just 6 months ago, the pain and struggles we were going through, hoping to make rent and bills and hoping leads to come in, going 2 days without the phone ringing. You're wondering what the fuck is going on. And now every day, which is a blessing, thank God. Every day we're getting calls come in, we're getting leads, we're dropping estimates. Before we even came home, we went and checked out a quick little job that was right next to where we were leaving, quoted another 1,000. And when you're quoting, it's important to know what you're quoting, what you want, and what you can go as low as or willing to go as. So we quoted 1,000. Lady was kind of like, but she's gonna talk to her husband. We're gonna do a follow-up tomorrow, just slowly go down. The lowest we would do that job for is probably 800, maybe 750, but 800-ish. So tomorrow we'll see if she's down to do it for 900, schedule her for this coming week. But the more consistently you start throwing out these big numbers, just the more easier it is to throw out these big numbers, the more easier it is to explain yourself, and the more jobs that are going to keep coming of that size. And it's also going to open up, you get used to the thousands, and then you want to see jobs getting called more, start doing more estimates for $5,000 jobs, then $10,000 jobs. And just doing $10,000 jobs, of course, it's not all profit, but $10,000 jobs from 10 customers, $10,000 jobs is $100K. So if you could have 100 customers do $10,000 jobs and have the crew and manpower to be able to handle it, that's $1 million. And so you definitely want to start getting these bigger jobs in, bigger clean outs, bigger or demo jobs, whatever, and contracts, so you can really start building up this revenue and get this shit going. And I say all this to say, I'm still out there doing the work. My partner's still out there doing the work. We're busting ass. It sucks sometimes, but I tell you what, 4.5 years or 4 years living in Florida, you know, I went from selling drugs to getting rated and was going to quit the final year that I did get rated. I opened up a lawn care LLC to launder money. I got rated, had no choice but to literally do lawn care. Then through lawn care, I did that for 3 years, got burnt out. Throughout the whole time, I'm battling the case. Case gets dropped. Already had signed a lease to move to Florida, moved to Florida, and ever since lawn care days, so it's been about 5 years now, because it was roughly about a 6-month period, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit less, whatever, that I had sold my business and got out of lawn care. And then in that period was kind of just trying to figure out what we were going to do, as well as, you know, get down here to Florida, create a plan, whatever. So case gets dropped, moved down to Florida. Since the lawn care days, I have not made, you know, $1,000 in a day since then. So it's been a long 4 fucking years. And again, junk removal might not be the end all be all. It might not be what I want to do, but it certainly beats working a 9 to 5, creating your own schedule, being in charge of your own day, even if you're doing jobs, ability to take a break when you want to take a break, stop at a gas station or do whatever the fuck you want to do, really, having that freedom. You know, I ain't going back to no fucking 9 to 5. So this shit might suck ass some days, and you're always going to have hard, stressful days in business, but I promise you, it outweighs the good days, outweigh the good, bad, average, everything in a 9 to 5, even the bad days, you know, averaged out. The good and bad days of owning a business outweigh a 9 to 5, you know, 1,000-fold when it comes to just the, you know, everything I just said, the money, the freedom, being in control of yourself. It's one thing to work for yourself and just basically be your own boss, which is what we are currently right now. And then it's another thing to continue to scale and do bigger jobs and really have big money coming in to where you can start scaling, hiring, whatever, and eventually really have something that, you know, runs for you. But I'm sore, dirty. Today was a long day. Fucking sand and dirt all over me. I fucking dropped a speaker on the tip of my fucking toe. And then the other day when we were doing a hot tub removal, the Sawzall jammed into the top of my foot. It kicked back and jammed into the top of my foot. So that's kind of where I was taking that video originally for. That was like, bro, this shit sucks sometimes. You be getting hurt. You be, you know, getting scratched up, cut up, dirty, shit going in your eyes, your nose, everywhere. Fingers getting smashed, cuts on your fingertips, you know. But would I go back to a 9 to 5 and drop this for that? Fuck no, okay? Fuck no, dude. We ain't going back to no fucking 9 to 5, okay? So, that's the whole point of this video. A little update on the day, update on weed, and update on just junk removal and life in general. It's a blessing. Every day is a blessing. And the first job we did today, we already have another job, which will be the third job from this customer scheduled for next Friday, which will be her final job at that house until she moves to Georgia. So, you know, put in that work and you're going to find awesome customers like she is. She gave us some little rum shooters or bourbon shooters or something too that she had left over. I mean, just cool customer. And you're going to run into a lot of cool customers like that. So 1,000 billion% outweighs a 9 to 5. It's hard, it's stressful, but you know, you don't want to get to 80, 90, whatever the fuck you live to and look back and be like, man, I took no risks and I lived a pretty mediocre life, and I regret that. You don't want that, okay? And so I promise you, just put in the fucking work now. Just start grinding, whether you want to make content like I'm doing right now, make YouTubes, get into service-based businesses. If you do want to get into service-based businesses, junk removal specifically, I do have a course and a community called the Winners Only Club, wap.com/Winners Only Club, if that interests you, or check my bios. But regardless, put in the work fucking now, so your future self and your past younger self can fucking thank you for the person that you chose to become, and the freedom and the life that you created for yourself, your family, your loved ones. And I promise you, that's never going to fucking happen working a 9 to 5. So take a big fucking rip for me. Cheers. And we'll catch you on the next one. Appreciate y'all vibing with me on this rant.